so I'm getting ready to do our garage makeover here. Of course, that means painting the walls. Now on these walls, there used to be a pegboard here. There was some shelving over here. And all these things were either nailed or screwed into the walls. And you can see up here, some of these holes, they stick out pretty far. Now, if you don't properly prepare these holes, you're just never going to get that sanded down flat, no matter how much you fill it. So I've got a really easy, really quick way of getting all these things properly filled, and it makes sanding and painting so much easier. So I'm going to show you how it's done. Okay, this hole is pretty typical of what you'd see when you rip out wall anchors, especially with wire shelving or any kind of drywall anchor. It just really screws up the wall. There's no way to get around it. This was actually nails for the frame that was holding up the pegboard that they had in here. So some of these holes are not too bad, but some of them are pretty bad. But I'm going to show you what I do for all of these. You're going to need something with a rounded edge, a rounded end. I like to use this screwdriver. I've already smashed up the tip, so I just use this for kind of hammering and drywall. And you're going to put that rounded edge, you can flake away that stuff, it doesn't matter. Put it there, give it a few taps. This is a big one. And just make sure that whole area is now indented. And for all these holes, even for these little ones, you just give it a tap, it's indented. Give it a tap, indented. And I'm going to go around and do that for all these holes. Anywhere the paper backing of the drywall is out, I'm just pushing it back in. Okay, I've got all these holes banged in now. And to fill, I prefer using joint compound, which is drywall mud. I don't like spackle for holes this big. Spackle's fine for little holes, but anything where it's this much material going in, joint compound goes on smoother. It takes a little longer to dry, but it's way easier to sand, and it's just, I think, better for this kind of work. So what I do is I slap it on there like that, and then I just go flush. On like that, and flush. Now, it's gonna dry and it's gonna shrink, but that's fine because a little later in the day, I'm gonna come and give it a second application. So I just go around really quick and do it this way. See how quick and easy that was. It's that easy. Okay, I've let this drywall compound dry for a couple of hours now, and you can see in most places that it's cracking and it's shrinking. So now all these indentations are a little bit concave again, and that's good, that's what we want. I'm now gonna go around again and put some more on, some more drywall mud. And this time I'm not gonna scrape it exactly flush like I did before. I'm gonna leave it just a little bit proud of the surface. So this time when I put it on, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Let's take care of this whole wall now. Okay, I've let this drywall mud dry overnight, and now it's time to sand it. But instead of using sanding sponges, I use my random orbit sander with 150 grit sandpaper without sanding discs, and I hook it up to my shop vac. This is way easier than using sanding sponges. I'll show you how it's done. These are perfectly flat, perfectly flush with the wall. Doesn't get any smoother than that. That's one wall done. Simple. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of this garage, and then we'll be back with the painting.
That's it. That's all it needed.